for a woman to say a man was intimidated is such a cope and a reframe for her to feel better about the fact that he ghosted her.
But I am intimidating. I already know that.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm sure that they're pretty intimidated. Yeah.
See, and this is why I can't find a guy.
So here's the thing. It's not intimidated. It's like a function of preference. It's not really. Intimidation is this word that girls use to sort of cope. I'm not saying someone.
Cope?
Yeah, cope. Like if I met Candace Parker, I'd probably be a little intimidated because she's one of the best basketball players in the world. Not to date her, but she's like 6'6". You know what I'm saying? That would be a case where a man might be intimidated. If I met Sheryl Sandberg, I wouldn't be intimidated, but like she is a multi-billionaire, right? Like I can see that. But like as far as attraction is concerned, most of the time women are saying, girl, he didn't pick you because he's intimidated. No, I sleep on a comfortable bed. I didn't buy a bed of rocks. That doesn't mean I'm intimidated by a bed of rocks. I personally do not prefer pickles. I don't like, just a weird thing, I don't like pickles. I'm not intimidated by pickles. I just have a preference for other things. And so a lot of times what dudes will say is like, wow, look at all these things I have to compete with. I would just kind of like a calm life, and for her to provide peace in my life, she's not going to do that. So I prefer not to. And then her friends help her cope by saying, girl, he was intimidated by you when he wasn't. I really wish women would stop using that term because it's not helpful.
What would you call it when a guy is thinking about a girl's attraction level, her success in her own career, that like maybe she's not working for someone else, or like she's an entrepreneur and she like has her shit together, makes above 6 figures, all of this stuff, she dresses well, whatever, has the connections, good networking.
So let's say I'm a dude and I want validation from my girl, which includes like regularly for us to be together, intimate, and for us to show a unified front and for her to not embarrass me. If I don't feel like I'm going to get those things because she has a 6-figure job and because she's famous on social media, that doesn't mean I'm intimidated. That means that I have chosen something that's a little easier. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Easier? What do you mean easier?
You know how some people will buy a comfortable car and some people will buy a race car. Some people will just buy that big old long sedan and it's just a comfortable ride. That's what a lot of times, that's what guys want, is the comfortable ride. They're not intimidated by the Lamborghini. It's just a factor of like, what's the preference? The preference is the easier way to get around. Like, so here's another thing I think that's a little different. If you get cheated on as a woman, you really don't lose your status because you're still pretty. You don't lose that much. If I get cheated on, I get embarrassed. I could lose clients. I could lose friends. It gets really bad. I fucked your bitch in some Gucci flip-flops. That's why they say it. Okay?
Right.
Oh, was that your girl? Oops. That's what it is, right? So that's one of the parts that's different. Here's the other thing for me. Literally, there are people who want me dead. There are people who want to take my money. There are people who want to take my clients. There's tons of dudes who want to steal my girlfriend. Every day I have to deal with this. Yeah. So when I come home, now I have to deal with you. It's that I don't want to deal with shit. It's not that I'm intimidated. It's that I need for things to be smooth. Does that make sense?
Right.
I didn't buy a PlayStation 5 so the controller could blow up in my hands. I bought it so I can play video games. It's not that I have a preference for comfort and stability because the rest of my life is unstable. There's going to be comments on this very video where dudes are going to talk shit about me. So I want comfort for the rest of my life. It's not a function of intimidation. Now, there could be jealousy once we're in a relationship and now we go to red carpet events and it's nothing but like tall, handsome actors coming up and like reach around and grabbing your ass while I'm not looking. That would be jealousy. I don't know if it'd be intimidation. I might be intimidated of other people in your life, but I'm not going to be intimidated because you make a bunch of money. I think it's the wrong word. I think the word is preference. I think it's probably a better way to do it.
Interesting. Yeah, because a lot of guys that I like date in the entertainment industry or, some sort of creative field that maybe might not have gone as far as I did, then maybe they're jealous.
I bet if you ask them, they're not going to say they were intimidated. If you ask them, they're going to be like, yeah, jealous could be one too, but that's also not intimidated. I think intimidated is something like this, because in order for me to be intimidated, like for instance, if I was going to get into the ring with Mike Tyson in 1987, I'm intimidated because he's going to hurt me.
You're literally scared.
Because I'm competing with him. If I'm competing with my girlfriend, she's not my girlfriend. That I'm not supposed to compete with my girlfriend. Does that make sense?
Right.
So I think it's more of a function of preference. If the girl's like, well, I intimidate him. So you're competing with me? So what's going on? Why would I be intimidated?
Right.
I think people are asking the wrong questions. And I think intimidation for a woman to say a man was intimidated is such a cope and a reframe for her to feel better about the fact that he ghosted her. And I think that is not the proper way to look at it. The proper way to look at it is to say, are you doing the things that make a man attracted to you, like femininity, loyalty? Is there a function of like peace that you bring into his life? Because if there isn't, you don't ever allow him to lead. That's not a function of femininity or a function of intimidation. It's just he's looking at you. You're pretty, but you don't have the qualities he likes. So he looks just a little bit over to the right, and he sees another version of you who looks like you, but she is going to let him lead.
Right.
and she isn't going to cause any kind of drama in his life. So he picks her. It wasn't he was intimidated by you. He just had a preference. Does that make sense?
Right. I mean, that's why communication is so important. Like, even though I go to all these networking events, if I'm constantly texting my significant other, even if he's not there, and I'm saying, hi, I'm doing this, I'm going home at this time, I love you, I feel like it's totally fine.
Yeah, if there's any like insecurity, I usually find a unisex bathroom and have sex with my girlfriend in it. I think that usually helps.
Nice. I've never done that before. I should try
Did I say that out? Is
this part of your relationship advice in your mentoring program?
I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I didn't see any law against it. Sorry.
Look at Chapter 5, Section 3B.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
in the fine print.
Love it.